The Prime Minister, Hungary and Croatia has a really long common history. We lived 900 years long in the same state, and we supported the accession of Croatia to the EU. And many Hungarians who live in Croatia fought for Croatia to be a free country. Please help them to live in better conditions because they live in the poorest region of Croatia. What would you suggest to Serbia, which is a country which is striving to be a member of EU but not inclined to ensure the territorial autonomy for the Hungarians living in Serbia, another part of Serbia, according to the norms of Council of Europe? Thank you.
Well, if there is a single neighboring country with which Croatia didn't have a single open issue, that there is certainly it's Hungary. Over the last 20 years, the relations between Croatia and Hungary can be described as impeccable, perfect. Border issue non-existent, minority issues non-existent. I'm not glad to confirm your statement that Hungarian minority is mostly living in the well, least developed and most war-affected region of Croatia. But also I have to stress at this point that Hungarian minority has the right of direct representation in the Croatian parliament, which is a standard not exercised necessarily elsewhere or in every single country. So we do have quite, well, if not high, then intrinsic particular standards. Many minorities have direct representation with a much lower census and turnout. They get a direct representation in Croatian parliament. Namely, for the social democratic or conservative representative to be elected in the parliament and exercise the full rights of the parliamentarian, it takes on average 20,000 votes, whereas some minorities can make it to the parliament with 300 votes. That certainly makes a difference. So that's also Croatian standard. I'm not pushing any other country to implement it, but we do have it. I will not be tampering with Serbia and their territorial arrangements and the status of minorities and the territorial autonomy for any minority in Serbia. They have autonomous province of Vojvodina, which regained part of its independence, or autonomy, not independence, compared to its status in the 70s and 80s, well, and after which the autonomy was abolished by Slobodan Milosevic. Vojvodina has been traditionally home to Serbs, Hungarians, Germans, Croats, and the others. So multinational, multilingual, multicultural region, Central European melting pot. Well, not a melting pot, because everybody retained and further, so the identity flourished. Together but separate, separately but together. Serbia is just about to have its government. The government in Serbia makes difference because the role of the president is dignitary, honorary, but not quite concrete in performing in internal and foreign policy. And once we see who rolls the dice in Belgrade, we can talk.